Hello, baby.
Hello, nasty. Hello there.
Hello.
I say hello.
Hello, friend.
Well, hello, little girl. Hello, my treacherous friends. Hello, operator. The beginning of everything. Welcome back, my friends. It's showtime.
Hey everybody, welcome to episode 407 of The Brink of Sanity. I am Jay, with me is Mark, and new to the show, Frank. Thanks for joining us, Frank.
Hey, Frank. Absolutely, thank you. Hey.
So
you want to introduce who Frank is, or you just want to go with the show?
Frank is, we'll find out who Frank is over the course of the show.
We're gonna just drop little hints throughout the show, and people have to guess who he is by the end of the show.
Yeah, and if you do, you win a prize.
I have a question for you guys, and we'll talk more about Frank in a second. I've seen two. They're not new sports, but they're sports that are new to me, and I'd like to ask you both: which one would you rather participate?
Pickleball. Well,
pickleball is obviously a winner, but I've been doing pickleball every Tuesday night and screwing up Jay's life for the podcast. Okay, so the first one: have you guys seen Russian basketball?
No.
I don't know if this is the correct name of it. They might have a different name, but I think it originates out of Russia. It's like a regular basketball, except for two major differences.
Okay.
Difference number one, you don't have to dribble the ball. It seems like you could just run with the ball. I'm not sure if you have to dribble.
Okay.
Number two, if you take your shirt off, you're allowed to suplex your opponent.
Is this something I'm going to have to fact check you on?
This is not a joke. You can Google this. This is real. The guys quickly take his shirt off. Like a player will quickly take his shirt off behind you, grab you, and body slam you. And it's part of the strategy in this game is to try to body slam your opponent during the match.
But only if your shirt's off.
Only if your shirt's off. I have not looked into this to know why you have to have your shirt off, but you have to have your shirt off. So you can't just body slam your shirt has to be fully off if you want to grab me and throw me to the ground.
And does that get you one? Or is it
I don't know. You still have to score the basket. I don't think you go and
No, I mean, does that give you one body slam, or is that unlimited until you put your shirt back on?
I think you have to let the person get back up and then you
But can you?
Yeah, I haven't watched the part where they put their shirt back on, though. I guess that's during that part you're kind of on 4 and 5 while the guy's getting his shirt on. Especially if the shirt gets oh shoot, it's inside out, and I have to figure out to get the shirt back on, and oh shoot, they scored. But it's regular. It seems like regular basketball rules. Otherwise, they're trying to put the ball in the net. Is
it kind of like they're calling an opponent out at that moment? Like they point at them, they rip their shirt off.
No.
And say, "Let's go."
No. It's more like let me sneak up behind my opponent when he's not looking. I'm going to take my shirt off and body slam him. It seems like because if I see you taking your shirt off, I'm getting the fuck away from you. I'm not letting you body slam me. You have to do it in secret. You have to trick me, or not trick me. You have to come up from by surprise.
I mean, that's a general rule of life, though, right? If you see somebody taking their shirt off, you're gonna leave.
Right. If we're not at a pool or the beach and you take your shirt off, I'm probably gonna get the fuck out of there.
Yeah.
Or I guess I realize it's part of the sport. So how does this sound to you guys? You regular basketball rules. Mm-hmm. I think you could foul a little harder than this. I don't think there are touch fouls called because there's body slamming in it. And my understanding also at halftime, it might be between quarters or at halftime, one member from each team will wrestle each other and have an actual wrestling match.
You're just making up stuff.
I'm totally serious about this. This is a real sport. Listen. I'm not in favor of Russia invading Ukraine, but in other areas they have interesting ideas. They're you wouldn't want to see this you wouldn't like to have seen the Knicks and the Pacers have body slamming. I mean, I'm in. I would have been totally fine with Precious Achiuwa taking off his shirt and body slamming Tyrese Halliburton. That would have been added. That would have been a good addition to the series.
I agree. All right, so what's
Frank, you in on this?
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. They could have put Jericho Sims in there, and he could have provided something during the series.
Yeah, I mean, hey, he's learning defense and offense. He's pretty limited, but his body slamming. You should see. First of all, he can get his shirt off faster than anyone else on this team. He's like he tiptoes behind other players. He's body slamming. Works for us.
Do you think they have drills on like who can remove their shirt the fastest?
I'm sure they practice that. You must be practicing that. Like the coach is like, yeah, he's pretty strong, but man, he's so slow with his shirt. Everyone sees him coming. You're not going to be in the majors unless you can take your shirt off faster. And I wonder, like, in the same time, like, most of the shirts are, like, over your head. What if you wear buttons? You just open it up like buttons.
Well,
like, that could be, like, the...
If you have a button down, that's just bad planning.
Well, no, I mean, like, snap buttons. Yes, you're right. If you have to do each individual button, that's going to take forever. Jay, where were you on that last play? God, I don't know. The buttons take me forever.
I tried to button it back up. They were all one off. I had to redo the whole thing.
Okay, so that's the first sport. You guys have to choose one sport to participate in. Here's the second one. Mm-hmm. It's slapping.
I've seen that one.
Oh,
okay,
geez.
Have you seen this one? So basically, you stand there, and your opponent slaps you in the face. Then you slap them in the face. It sounds funny, but if you watch the videos, people get knocked unconscious getting slapped. This is not like, ha-ha, slapping. This is like the Mike Tyson of slap in the face.
Have you seen this, Frank?
Oh, I have seen it on TikTok, Facebook, whatever it is. My question is, why do the women, when they do the slap competition, why do they all look like they have copious amounts of plastic surgery? It seems every woman has lip injections. I mean, it's incredibly ridiculous looking. And then they slap each other as hard as they can in the face.
Yeah, I think you might need that because after you get hit in the face so much, maybe it fucks up your face. I don't know.
I gotta say, it's not even that fun to watch, really.
It's like a curiosity. You watch it a little bit, you're like, is this person gonna be knocked out? But it's not like a lot happens. Either they get knocked out or they don't get knocked out. There's not. Once you've seen like 5 matches, you've kind of seen everything.
Did you see the UFC where it's the same setup as the slap, but their hands are chained together? One hand is chained together. So it's a
UFC.
You
sure that wasn't like just like a Hostile Part 5?
It's a UFC fight at a stand-up podium, and each one has one hand chained to the podium, so you can kick and you could use the other hand, but you're like an inch away from the person, and you can't get away. There's also one that's in a phone booth. How do you even decide to do this stuff? Like, how dumb are you? Like, honey, like when I how I normally I beat you up. I'm going to put that to a real good purpose now. The UFC in the phone booth was also interesting because I think they didn't realize that you can't really film it. They shut the door and you can't see anything.
I get like maybe like some of these sports like, hey, you know what? I'm not really good at basketball, but I'm really good at cornhole, and like I could be on ESPN doing cornhole and whatever. It's a cool talent. That's fun. How do you decide to fucking do slapping?
They can't pay that much. I really doubt they have
no
sponsors.
Way, yeah. They're like, oh, I'm the world slapping champion. How much do I get? Well, we made about $1,200 on TikTok in the entire run of this thing. You get half.
Split like 14 ways by all the participants. So here's your $50.
So we cover your copay when you go to the hospital. That's what we cover.
Right.
A quarter of your deductible.
Okay, so do you want to play slapping or do you want to play Russian basketball? What are you guys going to do?
100% basketball. 100%.
Yeah. Russian basketball all the way.
Okay.
Absolutely not slapping.
Big dude is going to body slam you. Versus slapping, you could just like hit once and be done.
No, I've seen the people in the slapping contest.
You can hit once and be done.
Yeah.
You can get knocked the fuck out in one slap and the pain's over.
Yeah. Yeah, no.
Yeah. And what you're gonna watch on TV? Russian basketball or slapping?
Oh, 100% Russian basketball. The slapping's boring. It really is.
I mean, how much do you want to see? Like, in addition to the All-Star Weekend, you make Russian basketball the celebrity basketball game. How great would it be to see like
way better
some like shitty rapper body slamming Justin Bieber?
You're combining the two. You're doing Russian
perfect.
basketball rules with the celebrity game.
Yes.
Oh,
yeah,
I
the
was thinking
celebrity
just-
game is Russian basketball.
Oh, I was thinking just flying in the Russian teams and just have them be the.
Oh no, I want to see the celebrities beat the shit out of each other.
Oh, either one. Honestly, either one's an improvement.
It would kind of be like, remember Rock and Jock softball games back in the days
Yeah.
on
Yeah.
MTV? Yeah, it would be kind of like that, just with Russian basketball.
That with body slam, you just add it
Yeah.
to anything basically. What if you just add like body slamming, shirt off body slamming? That's the new purge rule in America. Maybe like every June, someone has their shirt off around you, they're legally allowed to body slam you. Like the presidential events, the debates going on, and like Biden's really behind and Trump's really doing well, and Biden's like, "Fuck it, I'm taking my shirt off. Trump's going down."
I still want to know: do you get one body slam per shirt removal, or can you run
I
around and
haven't
just body
read
slam the whole
rules,
team?
But it seems only fair. You have to put your shirt on after the first body. You only get one body. You're not a serial body slammer. You get one. Then we're civilized people. Put your shirt back on and then remove it again before you body slam.
That's what I would think. Yeah. Okay.
Frank, would you? Okay, it's June Slam. The purge is on. Will you use body slamming at work?
Oh, 1,000%. There's no consequences. I could absolutely body slam anybody at work. The most I would receive is maybe 5 days of in-house suspension. Paid. It'd be perfect. I would love it.
It'd be great if Frank did it, and his boss is like, "May has 31 days. This is not June yet." God, learn your calendar.
Mark, that would be awkward for you. You only have 4 people in your office, so coming into work the next
Who's
day.
getting slammed? Working from home, you're like, "Honey, I'm sorry. I have no one else at work to slam."
I guess it would be worse for me. My whole team's female, so that
Well,
probably wouldn't work.
Jay's like, no. You can. I'm not going to move. Just take your shirt off. No, you take your bra off, then you slam me.
All right, so yeah, we're all agreed that the Russian league is way better.
That sounds kind of amazing. I mean,
Yeah.
like, do we? I again feel bad for the Ukraine situation, but if they could bring that to America, they can have part of Ukraine. That'll be part of the negotiations. Okay, so Jay, explain Frank.
Explain Frank.
Yeah, explain why he's on the show.
Oh,
wow.
Okay. I thought you just wanted me to like explain him as a human being, which
Let's do that instead. Yeah, explain him as a human being. Go.
Yeah, please, yeah.
Well, originally was going to have Peter, who was on the show way back, and Frank on. We are talking about starting a horror movie podcast, and Peter had something come up, and I was also going to do a podcast with Mark and Bry yesterday, and Mark and Bry both had stuff come up. So now I'm combining the two shows to make one Frankenstein show. It's only one episode this week. Yeah.
Okay. That beats most weeks. But Frank, so you're into horror movies?
Yeah.
Can you
yeah,
see
absolutely.
the wall behind him?
Yes, I was going to refer to that, but we're an
Okay.
audio podcast, not. Yeah, I mean, I guess people are still watching on video. Yes, I was going to bring that up, Jay. Yes, he has a lot of horror movies in the background. What are your favorite horror movies?
Oof. I mean, there's a lot to be had here. Well, I mean, this is an audio podcast. I don't know why I'm pointing.
I mean, there are. I guess there's like 3 people watching on video, but just go with it audio.
No, okay. Well, there's, American Werewolf in London, right there where I'm pointing there.
Mm-hmm.
It's actually autographed. I met one of the actors at some horror con. There's a Nightmare on Elm Street poster back there. Halloween 3. A lot of 80s schlocky horror movies, things like that. Ghoulies.
I tell you, I want to watch the scariest horror movie. What movie would you recommend?
I don't know. The scariest horror movie.
I'm still going at 70s Exorcist.
Really?
Yeah, that movie scared the living daylights out of me.
God, the scary. I mean, that's a good one, but
Ain't Anything
Good
new
Lord.
from Japan? Any like foreign films that are super scary?
I mean, from Japan, not
I just
that.
picked a random country, but you just like
Oh, you know what?
anything foreign or-
Train to Busan was good,
Yeah, that
but it
was
wasn't
very-
like scare your,
That was
scare
very
the
good.
hell out of you. Good.
Yeah.
what was that one about?
It was like a guy with his daughter. There's a zombie outbreak. It kind of pulls on your heartstrings. He's trying to get away with his daughter, and
It's one of those
But it
like
was-
super speed zombie ones, and so they're on
Yeah.
they're on a train to Korea, and like at the end of the train, like one of the zombies gets on, and like it's just spreading throughout the train, and they're trying to get to the front of the train, and yeah, it's really good.
Oh, that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
I
Sequels
mean, newer
coming out
ones.
soon.
Hereditary was good. If you've seen that.
I've seen like none of the movies. What's Hereditary about? I wouldn't be a good addition to the horror movie podcast. I'd be like Nightmare on Elm. Where's Elm Street? I've seen like all the American the basic ones in America, but I really don't know horror movies.
Have you even seen
About,
all the?
How about
Nightmare
Silver
on-
Bullet?
I haven't seen Silver Bullet either.
Come on, Gary Busey and Corey Haim.
Gary,
can't go
I think
wrong.
hanging out with Gary Busey would be a horror movie in itself, but yes.
Yeah, I imagine so. Yeah.
You're stuck in a room with Gary Busey. He wants to get out and thinks you can get him out, but you don't know how to get out. To go.
Oh man.
Who is the best horror movie bad guy? Of the like Hellraiser, Scream guy, Freddy, Jason, Michael Myers, Leatherface. Who's the best one?
You actually
Jason.
named more than I thought you would.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with Jason. I like the movies the best.
How'd you like So my favorite Jason would be Freddy versus Jason. I saw that a couple times actually. How'd you like that one?
Okay.
Sorry, it was okay. It was middling. I mean, it was good. It was middling. I mean, I saw it a couple times when it came out.
It's not like a good movie, but it was kind of like I always wanted to see growing up. Like, because I like the Freddy and the Jason movies. You're like, I want to see them fight. How cool would be the fight? And they had one where they're going to actually fight each other. I'm like, that's awesome.
For what it was, it turned out to be all right.
It's so much better than Superman versus Batman.
Yeah.
It's not even close.
I kind of have a soft spot for those movies.
I mean, I love
I'm
Superman.
not gonna
Batman.
lie. I kind of liked Batman versus Superman. I kind of liked all those. I kind of liked all those DC movies.
I actually
I
haven't
was kind
seen.
of like, these don't suck as bad as people say they do. I don't think.
I haven't
Freddy
seen
and
that one.
An Alien versus Predator. Not bad either, but I think Freddy versus Jason was the pinnacle of two made-up people I wanted to see fight.
Godzilla versus Kong.
I did not see that one.
I haven't seen that one
I bet
yet
that was
either.
disappointing.
I'm guessing it was. I didn't see that either. I think they shrunk Godzilla and expanded Kong's size to make it kind of even.
Oh,
No, they just made Kong bigger.
Okay.
They just made him like
10
enormously
times.
large, and I like the old Japanese ones, the old Japanese Godzilla movies. That's like
Yeah.
my other thing, and the American ones I could leave them.
okay.
Fair.
They're not great.
I love Charles Barkley versus Barney. That's one of my all-time favorites.
Jordan
Do you guys
versus
remember
Classic.
the SNL skit? He was doing these commercials where it was like Charles Barkley versus Godzilla. They had like an ad campaign. So they had for the SNL bit, it was Charles Barkley versus Barney, the purple dinosaur, and he just beat the living shit out of Barney, and it was just really funny to see Barney get his ass kicked by Charles Barkley. Playing
Yeah, sure.
basketball.
All right. We have an email. You'll never guess who
Oh.
it's from. It's from Lorenzo. thebrinkofsanity@gmail.com. Hey guys, let's say there's a line to buy something like food or coffee. The line is 20 deep, but your friend is in spot 10 when you arrive. Do you jump in with him or head back and line up? I feel embarrassed to essentially push in, so I usually head back. What do you guys do?
Yeah, I can get in line with my friend. What do you guys do?
I actually go to the end of the line.
Good.
Yeah, I would go to the end of the line. I don't think I would jump in. 10 is kind of a big number there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess it depends on how big the line. I think I jumped in line before though.
I'm sure you did.
Yeah, of course. Why not?
I think if it was between, if it's 10 and 20, if you're between 15 and 20, I think I would slide into the line.
Mm-hmm.
But once you reach past that 70, the 75%, the 25% down, I think it's I can't do that.
Yeah.
There's too many people.
Yeah.
I was in Italy. I think this was in Florence, and they have, I think it's Florence, but they have like the Duomo where you come see like the David, and the line may have been a mile long. We went to the front of the line just to find out how long they expected the wait to be. As we went to the front of the line, they just started letting people in, and we walked in and skipped the 3-hour wait in line. Would you have skipped the 3-hour wait in line?
Yeah, because that's something that's just ridiculous. If it's
also,
like
as we walked
coffee,
in,
it's different.
someone just came up to us and goes, "Hey, we had too many tickets. You guys just want free tickets?" And we were like, we skipped the 3-hour line and just got free tickets to go see this.
Well, it's
Yeah, at that point, karma's on your side. I mean, you have to.
Yeah.
You have to. Plus, you're in Italy. You don't speak the language. You could say, I don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
You just go in.
We don't have a line. I don't even know what a line is. Like, it's like people were just hanging out, taking a piss on the side of the streets.
In Soviet America, lines wait on you. Little Yakov Smirnoff reference. Lorenzo also writes, "Hey guys, how come we haven't heard any pickleball stories?"
Well, as interesting as pickleball sounds, you imagine the stories will be even more interesting.
Oh, I've just been totally waiting on those.
There's really almost nothing to share. But yeah, I've been playing though Tuesday nights, like from 8 to 10. They have open play pickleball. It's really fun. I'd recommend it for anyone who's just looking for something different to try. It's kind of fun. You guys, Frank, do you like tennis or racket sports?
When I was younger, I played tennis, and my uncle is he's, I don't know, 70. He plays pickleball. He's pretty avid. I think he does movies, makes movies for YouTube. Pickleball.
Your uncle makes movies about pickleball?
Yeah, well, yeah, about playing, and takes film. He films people playing pickleball and puts it up on YouTube, I guess. I've never actually wanted to watch one, so.
You're not like, honey, let's gather around. Another movie about pickleball. Wow, this is going to be riveting. It's a fun, like, racket. Also, the age ranges. Like, there are people who are playing, like, who I sometimes will play who are, like, 21 years old. And then there are people who are, like, 75 years old. It really is a giant range. Because, like, I guess if you know what you're doing also, you don't have to move as much. If you can just hit the ball and there's places, like, you can place the ball well.
I think there's actually a pickleball channel on Amazon Prime. I was flipping through, and I'm just looking at channels, and all of a sudden I saw like World Series Pickleball Open or whatever the hell it is. I don't know, the World Cup of Pickleball was on. I'm like, it's a pickleball channel. I'm like, what is this? Like, what are we doing here?
There's too many channels. There's way too many channels.
Yeah, like Jeff Bezos is like, really? What? This is a good point. Why do we have a pickleball channel? What really are we doing here?
So Trey writes, "How are you feeling knowing that the Knicks and Mets can never be good at the same time?"
Never. Literally never. The Knicks are now awesome. They didn't win they won pretty far in the playoffs. They look awesome for the future. The Mets are a pile of dog poo on fire. That's what the Mets
So
are.
I usually have to deal with Mark talking about how amazing the Mets are until August, and I haven't heard a thing since like March, which tells me they're probably really bad this year.
They're not good. They're not good. They had also there's a player, Jorge Lopez, a pitcher. He disagreed on like a call with the umpire, argued with the umpire. The umpire threw him from the game. As he was leaving the game, he threw his glove into the stands, which I don't even see a big problem because you threw your glove into the stand. No one's gonna get hurt. But if anything, someone's like, "Yeah, I caught a baseball glove." But afterwards, like they the reporters interviewed him, and it seemed kind of unprofessional. So they're like, "Do you regret doing that?" And he made a comment, and it wasn't clear. It was hard to fully understand what he said. And he either had said, "I'm the worst goddamn team. I'm the worst fucking teammate," or "This is the worst fucking team." And so the biggest controversy in Met world was did one of the players call the team fucking terrible, and was he right? Basically.
Wonderful.
Yeah, there's not. Yeah, and then apparently his kid is sick, and the Mets then cut him. Mets are a fucking train wreck right now.
I thought they did designate him for assignment.
Yeah, they cut him basically. Yeah.
Yeah, they cut him, and then
Apparently,
I thought he said that the Mets are the worst team in MLB. I was watching the soundbite.
I watched the soundbite. I think he actually said, "I'm the worst teammate." He said the word "mate" kind of a little lower.
Oh, really?
Yeah, English is his second language, but I think he said teammate. And then I saw an article about how his 11-year-old son has like a rare sickness or disease or something like that. He was in terrible shape, and it was his son's birthday that day.
Oh, jeez.
And the person he's also dealt with mental health issues in the past. Like the whole story, the more you read about the story, you were like, Mets maybe they shouldn't have DFA'd him, and maybe like the whole thing's just really sad the more you look into it.
Patrick writes, top 5 non-alcoholic drinks. And
top 5 non-alcoholic drinks. This will be a fun time.
His top 5 is Yazoo banana drink, apple and raspberry sparkling water by Tesco. I don't think we have any of these. Fanta, the UK one, Pepsi Max, and Bar's Limeade. I think we might have Pepsi Max. I don't think we have the other 4.
Okay, top 5 non-alcoholic drinks. Okay, let's take turns. Go, Jay. What's your number 1 or number 5 or whatever order you want to put it in?
Canada Dry bold ginger ale. Bold, it has like 10 times the ginger ale taste, the ginger taste.
Okay, that sounds.
If you like ginger, it's really good. But yeah,
Jay's like, Canada Dry. Can you go bolder? You add more.
I want the boldest.
Frank, what do you got?
Let me see. I'll go with Canada Dry. This ginger ale with raspberry lemonade right here.
There you go.
Wow,
Yeah.
a lot of ginger going on here.
Yeah.
This podcast is sponsored by Canada Dry.
Wouldn't it be great the first time anyone ever sent us something? Canada Dry is like, fuck it, send them a case. When I was in school, I love Italian ices, and I was talking with a friend of mine. We were like saying that we should start an Italian ice place. There's like a place called Ralph's in Long Island that I love, and like I was obsessed with Italian ices. There was another Italian ice place called, I think they were called Uncle Louie's. I forget the exact name. But if you called them and told them you were thinking about starting a franchise, they would send you a giant thing of Italian ice and ice cream. It would come like with dry ice on it, a huge container of samples basically, just because you called up and you're like, I'm thinking about starting a franchise. So multiple of us called them up and had them send the boxes for free with ice cream and Italian ices. It was very tasty.
That's awesome. So you didn't answer the question at all. It was a good story, but you didn't answer.
Oh, okay. I'm going with milk. Milk's a hell of a drink.
Okay, that's good.
Have you guys ever wondered? Milk is such a weird drink. You wonder, like, how did we start drinking milk? What point was some guy that's like, dude, I'm just gonna suck every animal till it tastes good?
I don't even think you can do that.
Coming out there is like, I've got to go there.
Don't you have to do something after it comes out of the cow? Like, isn't it gross initially? Don't they do something?
Well, I mean, they had to initially be drinking it. Like, I assume milk was initially drank without pasteurization.
Yeah, well, no, they probably thought it was gross, and then I don't know. How did people figure out how to do stuff like that? I don't know.
I mean, like, certain things make sense. The wheel, if the wheel wasn't around, you could see how you eventually would come up with the wheel. Fire, you'd see lightning, you get that aspect. You might like spark a stick one day and think like, hey, we can make sparks happen. Those make sense. Sucking off a goddamn cow never is going to make sense to me unless you were like, Oh,
unless you're filming a Tom Green movie.
yeah. You're like, hey, we don't just have to fuck the cow. We can actually use the cow now.
So do you have? Oh yeah, it's my turn now, right?
I want to know more about the cow. Like, what your thoughts on the cow? How did milk come about?
You derail every top 5 so hard. I don't even know like what number we're at by 4.
Frank, can you imagine you coming up with the idea of to drink the milk?
Well, I mean, naturally, the milk comes from mother's milk. So
Right.
I mean, there it is. But then, yeah, where at what line did they draw? Did they just start with? I mean, what made them start with cows?
Or maybe
I mean,
they-
why cows? Why
maybe
not
they-
goats or dogs or like a cat? Like, could somebody like grab a cat and try to suck the milk out of a cat? And they were like, this isn't working well enough.
Like maybe that was the
Um,
original. Like you don't know where the idea started. Maybe there was like scientist Frank. They're like, hey, scientist Frank, stop trying to drink cat milk with this cow thing. Nope, cats are gonna be what's gonna cat. Like cat was like the Betamax versus the VCR.
Did you see the South Park with the milking the dogs?
No.
The kids watched the video
No.
on milking cows, and so they found out that you could milk the dogs, but they were really just jerking off the dogs. And the mom had like a Tupperware party, and the kid comes in, he's like, "Mom, look what I could do," and he jerks off the dog in front of the whole Tupperware party.
I love South Park. I gotta say, they're amazing.
That was an early one.
But that's like Kingpin when they jerk off the cow in Kingpin.
Yeah.
Okay, my number 4 is it has milk in it. It's Ovaltine.
Why don't they call it Roundtine?
I think malt is an underrated flavor.
You're not just gonna let the Seinfeld bit go?
Why?
Why, dude? I love that. Frank, you a Seinfeld fan?
Yeah, I've watched it. Not
You
like
know the
not
reference to
religious,
Ovaltine?
not religiously,
Okay.
but
George had to give a speech, and it got replaced by a really boring speech about Ovaltine. Why did they call it Ovaltine? Why don't they call it Roundtine? Okay, Ovaltine. So, by the way, Ovaltine is just like chocolate milk, powdered chocolate milk, right?
It's malt flavor, not chocolate. It's chocolate malt.
What the hell does that mean?
If you don't know what malt is, I can't really explain it.
Frank, do you know what malt is?
no, I've drank
Okay.
it. I don't know what it is.
Malt is delicious.
I thought it was just something they called it. I didn't realize it was an actual, like, is it a flavoring or just like a...
It's a flavor.
texture?
When the ice cream truck came around when I was a kid, they had a cup of malt flavored ice cream, and I would get that while all the normal kids got like Rocket Pops or whatever. Like,
I don't believe malt's a flavor. I'm going to have to Google this because I think Jay is lying.
malt is
What-
delicious, and it's a very underrated flavor, proven by
Right.
the fact that neither of you guys even know what it is.
No.
Frank, do you believe...
What about Whoppers? Aren't Whoppers malt?
Yes, Whoppers are malt.
Those taste like poison.
Whoppers
Those
are not.
disgusting.
I didn't say Whoppers are good malt, but they
Okay,
are
so
malt flavored.
Here we go. A malt is a sweetener with a distinct toasted caramel-like fruity flavor.
There you go.
There you
I
go.
don't think it
So we-
tastes like caramel or fruit, so I don't know where that's coming from, but okay.
It came from Google. I don't know. I'll tell you.
Oh, by the way, Google's AI generated search,
Yeah.
they keep citing results from The Onion. So I think AI has a way to go before they take over everybody's jobs. So when you ask questions, it'll literally just cite Onion articles as fact.
Well, that's fine with me. Whatever. Have you guys used AI in your life yet? Like either work or some kind of beneficial part of your life? Like outside of just like curious about what AI will say about this, have you used AI to help you at all?
Absolutely not. Never tried it.
You never tried it at all. You never tried ChatGPT.
No,
or
I've
any-
accidentally. If you're on Facebook, they have, you see a post. They have like AI options under there. You just like hit a button and it'll explain things to you.
Yeah.
for certain posts, and I've accidentally hit it, and then I look at it and I'm like, I don't want to know what this thing says. Not
You gotta
interested.
for all the people that are working on AI right now, and they're putting billions of dollars into this. They must love hearing like, we'll use Frank as an average American. They're like, the average American just said, "I'm trying to avoid using AI. I accidentally clicked on it. I don't want to click on it again."
So
Yeah,
if you ask Google AI how many rocks should I eat each day, it says Berkeley geologists suggest eating at least one small rock a day, and that was an Onion article.
I don't want anyone to die, but it would be funny if someone ate a rock based on AI's advice and they sued AI for lots of money, because that would just be hilarious.
And if you ask them what color highlighters the CIA uses, it says CIA has been using black highlighters all these years, which is another Onion joke.
Maybe you should train your AI on comedy.
I don't think it's trained. I don't think it understands humor, and so it just thinks
Right.
everything is fat. I'm watching a show right now, and there's aliens making contact with humans, and they don't understand lies or jokes, and it's the same thing as AI, I guess.
Okay. Awesome. The world of artificial intelligence will take over one day.
Yeah.
Frank, what do you do for work? You don't say where you work, but what do you do for work? Generally.
I'm a technician apprentice for like to be a diesel technician,
Okay.
which is great because I went to college for teaching, and that totally paid off.
So you learned that well, I guess you're being taught how to do this. So you learned the skills of having someone teach you. I guess.
Yeah, essentially.
I know
Essentially.
maybe two people who are actually doing what they went to school for. Like, nobody is doing what they got degrees in. It's just...
I mean, how do you do what you got your degree? If you get your degree in English, outside of teaching it, what do you do? Like,
Well, yeah, the problem is a lot of degrees are just like a Ponzi scheme where, like, the only thing you could do is teach other people how to get that degree.
Right. I guess like if you
Yeah,
go
I mean a
into, like-
history. Yeah,
Yeah.
But, I
a
mean...
history degree. What are you going to do with a history degree?
Well, I think also...
Like, I could either teach
yeah.
or do nothing, and
Right.
yeah, that works out really well.
Yeah.
Works out well. It is just like a Ponzi scheme. Yeah,
I mean,
nice big
I
pyramid
think,
scheme.
Oh, part of the problem is
People
also
are,
like...
yeah, pyramid scheme. Oh, yeah. I guess people are like, hey, we invented the time machine. Find all the history majors. They're finally valuable.
Part of the problem is also like you're 17 and they're like, what do you want to do for the next 50 years? And you're like, quick, you have like 2 weeks to decide. So clearly that doesn't work. Think of the
Then
stuff
you realize that altruism doesn't pay the bills.
Yeah.
You know,
Well, also just think of the things you were interested in at 17. How many of those things are you still into?
I mean, think of all the jobs that exist right now that just didn't even exist when you were a kid.
Or existed and don't exist now?
Yeah, but like if like the AI stuff, if you're like, I'm gonna grow up and work on AI, people be like, what even is that?
Yeah.
You couldn't be like, I want to grow up to be a TikTok influencer.
Oh my God.
If you had, I think Frank has a kid, Jay has a cat. If you're gonna advise your kid or your cat when they grow up what they're gonna be, how would you even advise them what they should do when they're older?
Please don't be an influencer.
Is being an influencer that different than being like wanting to be a movie star like 20 years ago?
Yes.
How different really is it?
You actually have to have talent to be a movie star.
I don't know. I mean, I've seen Keanu Reeves. Maybe you don't.
He's come around.
He's come around. He's not bad. You know?
He's
But,
evolved a lot
like,
since his Bill and Ted days.
I mean, you need some talent to like get people to watch your videos. Like the Mr. Beast, who owns half the world, is going to own the world. Like, pretty talented to get people to watch.
Mr. Beast is creative and talented, but people like Sniper Wolf have zero talent. You're just an attractive
Wolf.
female, and
I
people
don't
watch
even know.
you.
Jay's been talking about Sniper Wolf forever. I don't even know who Sniper Wolf is. Outside of Jay telling me who Sniper Wolf is, I'd have no idea.
She
who
does
Sniper Wolf
reaction
is.
videos, and all she does is yell what's happening in the video. It's not adding anything to the video. It's not a talent. It's just somebody falls down. She goes, "That guy fell down." But since she's attractive, she gets a million views.
Many years ago, Jay was at a crossroads in his career, and he's like, "You know what? I need to go to school and get a CPA. I'm going to really make something myself." And I said to Jay, instead of getting a CPA, why don't you just do reaction videos? And Jay said, "Nah, that'll never take off." And now Jay's bitter. He's not Sniper Wolf.
I mean, that never happened, but yes. Also, nobody wants to watch an overweight, balding, middle-aged man do reaction videos.
Imagine Jay's like, yeah, I mean, he told me just all I had to do was become a hot blonde and do reaction videos. And I should have done it. I should have done that. That was the career choice I should have made. I don't know why I became a CPA.
Yeah.
So Frank, what's your second drink?
What? Can we just rattle these off real quick so it's not the next?
No, I want to go at this pace.
Coke Zero.
Cool.
I'm gonna go with Coke Zero.
Isn't Coke Zero? It has like artificial sugar, right?
Yeah.
They're like, hey, we found something worse for you than sugar.
Perfect.
Like they're like, what's the zero stand for? The amount of years you have left if you drink this. I gotta say, like, do you worry at all about like the shit in there that like you're like, it tastes like sugar, it's not sugar, I am sure it's fine.
No, I don't think. No, I don't think about that at all. I look at it. I say, oh well, I've made it this far, and people live for 80, 90 years, and we'll make it. We'll be all right.
Do you smoke cigarettes?
No.
Would you smoke cigarettes if I told you I had nicotine zero? It has the same feel nicotine, but it's just it's something different we made in the lab. Would you smoke that?
Is it worse for me than nicotine?
It's the same as Coke Zero.
Fuck.
What about Crack Zero? Would you do Crack Zero? It's like crack, but it's not. No, honey, it's okay. It's Crack Zero. It's totally fine.
You only lose half as many teeth. I mean,
Meth Zero.
I don't get why anybody, like, if a side effect is literally losing your teeth, like, why would you even try it? I get once you try it, you're addicted, but, like, why would you even try it?
I think that's really meth, not crack. I don't think you should put down the crackheads. The crackheads have their teeth. It's the meth heads that don't have their teeth, Jay. Don't be an asshole.
Same question, different drug.
Yeah, I don't know if you go into meth or anything being like, I'm going to lose my teeth. You're probably like, I'm one of the meth heads that's not going to lose my teeth. You have like optimism at first.
Okay.
You're like, hey Frank, I know you're telling me about the warnings, but like, I'm a smart meth head. My teeth are going to stay in.
I'm only going to do a little meth.
A little meth.
Just going to pepper it into my daily routine.
You ever feel like you want to be like up an entire month? I'm going to do that for a month. It'll be fun. I'll get a lot done.
Just for a week.
Yeah.
I'm only going to be up for a week.
Yeah, right. Just a tip. Just a tip.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a little bit of meth.
I think we have a name for the episode. A little bit.
Okay,
of meth.
my number 4 or my number 2. I'm gonna go with water. I think water is an underrated beverage. An ice cold glass of water. I think it beats any non-alcoholic beverage.
I would have had water, but I figured the question meant like a drink that's not water.
Well, it didn't say that, Jay. I said a drink that's not alcohol. You should read the question better.
Okay.
I'm just being an asshole for no reason. Frank, you like water?
Oh, of course.
100% of the people on the show like I don't understand when people sometimes I see commercials for like hydration supplements where they say like, do you not like drinking water? Have you ever seen these kind of commercials where they market at people who don't like drinking water?
Some people don't.
Yeah. How do you not like drinking water?
My parents don't. Neither of
Your
them.
parents don't like drinking water?
I don't think I've seen my parents drink more than 2 glasses of water my entire life.
That's insane.
Yes.
That's really that's like saying I don't like to breathe air.
They never drink water.
I haven't seen my parents breathe in a month.
My dad drinks like
Holy
coffee and soda, and my mom drinks like tea. Like they just don't drink water.
You're never like just thirsty. You're like, I want something refreshing. That just water.
They don't. I do. I drink water all the time.
Yeah, they're not like, oh, that was like it's pretty hot outside. They never drink water?
No.
I think that's bizarre.
No, they're like.
I've never seen my father drink water either.
It's a generational thing. I
Never
think
saw it, yeah.
our parents just did not drink water.
My dad actually thinks Diet Coke is water, so I guess maybe it's a generational thing.
Yeah, yeah. When I
always,
went to your dad's office, he's like, I got plenty of drinks in the fridge, and it was just a fridge of like Cokes.
We'll be over there, and my dad will offer my kids Snapple or Diet Coke like 30 times.
Mm-hmm.
At some point, I turn to him and tell him, stop offering us the goddamn poison drinks. I don't want my kids to have this shit.
I really think the last generation just did not drink water. It's like 4 generations ago. We're old, but yeah.
Now kids like everywhere, like, well, Frank, you said we talked off the air. You said your kid is 4 years old.
Yeah.
Do you have to have water at all times around your kid?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's either water or juice. He has his water bottle, and yeah, all the time, 24 hours.
My oldest is about to turn 13 at the end of June. He can't go anywhere without a bottle of water. It's just it's without a bottle of water. If 5 minutes pass, he doesn't have water around, he'll just melt. I don't know what will happen. They carry water at school. They all have bottles of water they carry around with them.
Yeah, when I was in school, I had Dr. Pepper.
You have Dr. Pepper carrying around with you?
Yeah. We had a vending
like-
machine, and I would get a Dr. Pepper, and I'd bring it to class.
Okay, well,
I'd get Lipton iced tea every day.
yeah.
I would get Arizona once in a while, but we only had like sugar drinks when we went to high school. I don't even think there was water in the machines. Like I don't even think that was an option.
The high school's just like, listen, we were considering the kids' safe health, but we also were considering which company was paying us the most money, and that's really what we went with.
I also had a friend who would lean forward and fall asleep on his desk. So when I finished my soda, I would put it on his desk right behind his elbow. So when he woke up, he would move his elbow and knock it off the desk and get in trouble for making noise. Every day I did that.
You never caught on?
He would get so mad, but he wouldn't stop falling asleep during class. And what am I going to do? Not put my can there?
Yeah, that's true. I mean, like you have an opportunity to fuck with someone, you might as well do it.
Yeah, and he was the one getting in trouble, so
Yeah. What's your next one, Jack?
Well, Diet Dr. Pepper is my number one.
Well, why? Like, you really were not gonna like? You're ruining the surprise for me, Jack.
We talked about Dr. Pepper, so I had to bring it up already.
Wait, Dr. Pepper is your number 4, and Diet Dr. Pepper is your number 3 or number 1?
No. Just Diet Dr. Pepper. That's my. We didn't have Diet Dr. Pepper in the vending machine at the high school. If we did,
Why not just Dr. Pepper? Like, why go for the diet?
because
shit?
Diet Dr. Pepper tastes more like real Dr. Pepper.
What?
That was the commercial.
Diet Dr. Pepper tastes more like it.
Why
not just drink Dr. Pepper?
I actually did like
tastes more like it.
I actually did like the taste better.
Okay. Diet Dr. Can we take away his license and not call him doctor anymore? What medical board gave him the doctor title?
It should just be Mr. Pepper.
I don't know. At some point, people are like, hey, this shit's really bad for you. Can we not have it endorsed by a doctor?
You ever see the off-brand ones? Pathmark had Dr. Thunder.
Dr. Thunder.
Then there was the guy who couldn't get a doctorate, Mr. Pibb.
Mr. Pibb, that's the one I was thinking of. Mm-hmm. Seems a little more honest, at least.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
You have a doctorate? Yeah, I have a doctorate in sodiology.
Dr. Thunder's gross, by the way. I don't know. They tried to copy Dr. Pepper. It did not work.
How hard is it to copy this shit?
It's like if you took Dr. Pepper and just forgot to add any carbonation. It's not good. I mean, soda without carbonation is not good.
No, it's not. It's like just syrup and crap.
Yeah.
Frank, what's your next one? But I don't want any more. Please tell me your next one's not diet, something else.
Oh, no, it's just water. Water is number 3.
Okay. My next one's diet orange juice. I mean, like, I like the orange juice, but I like...
Orange juice
I guess
0.
I'm gonna go with another. Baby J also thought this one was assumed, but I'm gonna go with coffee. You guys ever heard of coffee?
Okay, I mean that's
How do you guys leave out coffee? Well,
because
Jay
I
doesn't
don't drink
so
coffee, and I
Did you-
coffee when I did drink coffee, I thought it was gross.
I think coffee. People have been served like most of America drinks coffee every day.
Nobody likes coffee. They just drink it because it has the buzz. If it did not give you the energy buzz, nobody would drink coffee.
Okay, first of all, coffee most of the time for me just takes away the headache I get from not drinking coffee.
Yes,
That's
that
usually most of the use of it.
yes, 90% of people who drink coffee is because they're addicted now and they can't stop. By the way, it takes about 2 weeks to get over it. When I stopped drinking coffee, headaches every day for 2 weeks, and then it stopped.
That's why it's just not worth it. Because I also, anytime I'm gonna like not, I'm like, hey, maybe I should stop drinking coffee. Or I won't drink coffee today. I'm like, I'm just gonna fucking drink it tomorrow. Might as well just go back to it today. I'm never gonna get off this substance.
Yeah.
Yeah, fuck that Coke Zero. I'm gonna drink some coffee.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Fuck Coke Zero. I'm gonna drink coffee zero.
All right, I'm gonna go with a smoothie,
I think Frank said, Frank said water. Okay, a smoothie.
like a fruit smoothie. Like I'm gonna go with strawberry, banana, mango.
Okay.
Delicious.
Yeah, can knock that. Okay.
Maybe throw in some blueberries.
That's more like a meal though at this point.
It's liquid enough. I'm counting it.
All right.
Okay, if you're gonna say liquid enough, can I count soup?
I mean,
Fine, you get that one. My next one's minestrone.
there's varying degrees of soup. There's if you have to chew it, then I would count that as a meal. If you can just sip it, then I'll allow it.
Okay, well if your smoothie has if it's not like ground enough, like you might have to chew some of the fruit in there.
Well, then it's just prepared wrong. You should not be chewing a smoothie.
Okay, I think I can minestrone. I think I can drink. Minestrone's my next one.
Minestrone? There's no way that no. I'll give you like tomato soup or something.
Fine. Corn chowder. That's my drink. You're Frank.
That has
Jesus.
that has potatoes.
My God,
That has
savage.
that has potatoes and corn in it. There's no.
I can drink it. It's soft. I'll drink it. Okay, you drink your smoothie with every goddamn fruit. You're like throwing every fruit you've ever heard of in there.
You're like a steak, but I put it in a blender, so it's liquid. So
Blended,
that's my
there you
favorite
go.
drink.
Number 2. I'm gonna go with mint tea.
Wow, that's tea is very popular. Mint tea
Yeah.
sounds pretty good. Is that caffeinated or not caffeinated?
Caffeinated. Mint green tea.
Okay,
Yeah.
sounds pretty good.
Yeah.
I like anything with caffeine. I'll probably drink. Well, I did minestrone. You're up next, Jay.
For the sake of ending this bit, I'm going to allow it, but that is not a drink. I'm going to go with honey lemon ginger water.
Honey lemon what?
Ginger water.
Oh, that sounds pretty good actually.
It's really good.
I don't think I've had it, but I could put that on my list almost.
It's very good. Yeah.
Sounds pretty good. What about you, Frank?
Number 1, coffee.
Yeah,
Yeah. I mean, come on.
world's most popular beverage.
Yeah.
All right.
Just like you. If I don't drink coffee, I'll get a headache. So
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah,
people say it wakes you up. All I know is it just takes away the headache that you everyone just
Yeah.
wakes up with.
it doesn't wake me up anymore.
It really doesn't. Yeah.
No.
Okay. And I'm gonna go with a drink I've never tried before, but Jay's lemon ginger thing with honey sounds like delicious. So I'm gonna make that my number 1.
It's very good. Heat it up. It's almost
I
like
kind of wanted it cold. You think it's better heated up?
kind of because the honey kind of gets absorbed. You can heat it up, have the honey get absorbed, and then let it cool down.
Can I have an idea of a drink that I think I might like on my list?
Yes, because I want to move on. So yes, absolutely.
Okay, cool.
You can have your soup that you need to chew and your drink you've never had.
You should post it on the website, Jay. You should have this top. I want to see a list where one of my choices is minestrone.
As about as good as a top 5 as I would expect from you at this point. So
Perfect.
it's a Marc top 5.
Hey, would you guys pay to have a robot servant in your house?
How much was yours?
I don't have a robot servant, but I was listening to a podcast, and they were talking about kind of the future of where things are going.
Mm-hmm.
And there are companies that are working on robots. Tesla, for one, is working on a robot, and they think robots will be like at some point a giant innovation where we'll all have robot or be able to pay for robots in our house. A robot butlers / servant.
I mean, we've been seeing that since Rocky IV, and that was like 40 years ago.
Yes. Technology has gotten better. We're still not at the flying car from Back to the Future, but they and I imagine robot. Do you think the next generation will have robots in their house, robot butlers? Is that
I don't know. I mean, we haven't even caught up to like Uncle Paulie level robot butlers in 40 years.
But we also have like a computer in our pockets, like the iPhone, that can do fucking incredible things we could not have dreamed of. Like I could just it can track me from satellites, can track me and tell me where to go.
What's the closest to robot butler we have now? A Roomba?
I guess a Roomba. What else do we have?
Got a ways to go.
Yeah, but like I feel like technology advances pretty fast, and I think the iPhone, like in our lifetime, is an incredible advancement. Maybe robots. So if I told you you're a robot that can do all the basic tasks of a servant in your house, basically, how much would you pay to have a robot slave?
Probably not that much because.
And if you're from the South, you can pay more.
You gonna have like robot reparations.
We will fight the South and to free the robots.
I'm gonna say not much because I don't think the price would be worth like, oh, I'm paying thousands of dollars to like vacuum, which I could do in 5 minutes.
Well, you don't think it would be helpful to have like someone like that could do all like the basic tasks for you?
It would be helpful, but
they could run an errand for you. They could return your packages. When you're selling stuff on eBay, instead of you going to the UPS, your robot can go to UPS for you.
I mean, that's not bad, but like
like, okay, fine, I'll pay up right now.
Not everybody lives in a mansion like you, so the cleaning doesn't take as long.
But Frank, would you be like so? So on this show, they were talking about like how much it could cost. So let's say the robot cost $25,000. Now we already have devices like machines that cost that much, like your car. I imagine you both have cars. They cost more than $25,000. So you'll pay for that. Would you pay for a robot? You think you'd add that into your like? I have every month I pay $3.99 for my robot lease.
Oof. No, I think I can do my own. I can do my own cleaning. All I'm imagining right now is the first person that leaves the robot to babysit their kid, and the kid ends up in the oven because the robot is trying to make dinner, or the robot is going to do laundry, and there's a baby in the dryer, and
anyway,
shit is gone.
The robot was trained on AI from The Onion. Anyway, that's why the kid's in the oven. Okay.
Jeez. I can't trust it. I can't trust the robot.
Do you guys envision this at all? A society where we have robot living?
Not anytime soon.
We pay a car lease for?
Not anytime soon.
Well, not tomorrow.
I mean, we can barely.
No,
we barely have cars that can drive themselves at this.
Yeah, you said next generation. That's within 20 years. No.
Yeah, I'm saying 20 years from now. Let's just say it's possible. And it's not like we're gonna figure out this is technology. I'm just wondering if it's there, you think you would pay to have it?
I would not. No, that's a lot of money to be lazy. Like I feel like doing stuff is like I'm fat enough as it is. Like I need to do stuff. Like
it could be your trainer. It could train you.
No.
Have the interest rates gone down by then?
Maybe.
My gym is $50 a month. Like that's like. I would never pay off like $25,000.
What if the robot? Let me just I'm going to sell it to you, Jay. The robot will clean your apartment, fold all your laundry, and late at night it'll jack you off.
I don't know if a robot hand sounds. Waits for the missus to fall asleep.
What if it's it's an Asian looking robot?
Well. I mean, now you're giving me pause.
Okay, so the robot resembles, who's that actress you love?
Olivia Munn.
Okay, so the actress is like, they've nailed the technology 20 years from now. The actress looks like Olivia Munn 10 years ago.
Now
I hope she's old enough that makes sense.
Yeah, no, she's in her 40s, so
Okay.
it's not creepy. No.
If she was 25, that would be just a terrible. Jay's like, yes, I'm doing it. And I'm like, oh, fuck.
We just get immediately canceled.
Okay, so Olivia Munn, in like 25-year-old Olivia Munn, will be your robot that goes to takes packages to the post office, vacuums your floor, and jacks you off at night. You're paying.
I mean, I live with somebody who would know exactly what the purpose of that robot is for, so I would get vetoed.
Honey, it'll help us. There's a lot of things we need help with, and you have a headache a lot.
I mean, I think we would have. I'd have an easier time bringing in a robot that looks like Henry Cavill than I would one that looks like Olivia Munn.
Okay, Frank, are you gonna fuck the Olivia Munn? No.
Is Henry Cavill gonna jerk you off too? I mean,
Henry Cavill will also, yeah. I mean, they all have that. If you pay extra, like, so I guess with the Tesla, you could pay extra for their self-driving feature, which doesn't actually self-drive, but like it's mostly self-driving. But you have to pay an extra subscription for it. So, but you can get the Tesla without that subscription. So maybe you can get the robot without the adult extra feature.
Yeah, I know somebody who had the Tesla with the self-driving, and he was drunk, and he's like, yeah, I basically just have to like have my finger on the wheel, and it'll drive me all the way home. It was pretty cool.
This is cool. So like you're like this one, you're like, I'm paying $3.99 now for the robot, and the robot, like a couple of beers, the robot looks pretty hot. If I pay an extra $100 a month, I'm just gonna have a better night. I'll sleep better.
Okay. So anyway, did you hear about the new saint? There's an Italian.
Is it the saint, the inventor of the fuck robot?
There's an Italian teenager who is now a saint.
Sorry, say it again, Jay.
There's an Italian teenager who is a saint.
There's an Italian teenager who's a saint.
He's the newest saint. Yes.
How many saints? So I'm Jewish. I'm not as familiar with the saint world.
Mm-hmm.
How many saints are there?
I don't know exactly, but to become a saint, you have to perform a miracle.
Frank, how many saints do you think there are? Like, just estimate.
A couple hundred, maybe.
A couple hundred. Okay.
Yeah, I would say so.
How many saints?
There is.
Hopefully, they're not just talking about the.
Do you want to guess? I just pulled it up.
Okay, well, I already just Googled it.
Okay.
According to the Roman Catholic Church, they estimate like 10,000 saints.
That's a lot of miracles.
Wow.
Almost an impossible amount of miracles.
You know, sometimes I watch like I'm a big baseball fan, and they just let some players who I'm like, I think I'm kind of an average player, and he gets into the Hall of Fame. It seems like the church is doing that also. They're like, whatever, he's a saint now. They're just giving out sainthood. Like, back in my day, you had to be hit 300 home runs. You had to be an all-star to really become a Hall of Famer. Now, like, oh, I helped an old lady across the street. You're a saint.
Mm-hmm. So, do you know what he did?
What did you do? Saint?
At 15, he died of leukemia.
Oh, you have to be dead to be a saint?
No.
Yeah. I thought you did.
Okay. Who knows? Nobody knows.
At the exact same time.
I think it's so...
No, yes. No, yes. Yes, no, yes.
Who cares? That's the answer. So
no, I am a Jew. I'm trying to learn. Do you have to be dead or alive? I want to know, Jay.
We will find
Frank,
out.
You said
I say dead. Have to be dead. I think that's part of the whole
lore.
What would you call this? Saint whatever the hell it is.
So I just looked it up.
You have to perform a miracle and then die, right?
You are right. You have to be dead.
Okay.
So
you get to find out beforehand. Like, I did a miracle. People are like, "Oh, you did a miracle. As soon as this leukemia kills you, you'll be a saint."
I have some good news and I have some bad news.
I think there's a waiting period. I think like you die and then you can't decay for a while, so you have to be like perfectly preserved.
The doctor's like,
I think that's part of it.
I think that's possible without medical intervention. I don't think that's possible not to decay.
Well, that's why they're saints.
Okay.
When
See, it makes perfect sense, right?
So basically, like the good Jay's like Frank. I got good news and bad news for you. What's the good news? You're gonna be a saint. What's the bad news? Soon.
So he became a saint because there was a boy who had a disease and miraculously recovered a few days after leukemia kid touched his shirt.
Okay. Was his disease a cold? Because usually that's maybe that the touch didn't make a difference.
I feel like it has been a while since there was a saint, so they just had to give it to somebody.
Someone had like a light case of COVID, and the guy's like, maybe the touch cured him.
They said it was a rare pancreatic disease.
Oh, okay. Well, that's something.
It's something, but I'm sure he was not the only person who touched his shirt.
Jay,
Yeah, maybe a doctor.
Right.
Jay's like, listen.
Maybe it was the
touched
pancreas
thigh,
medicine he
and
took.
That was closer to the pancreas.
No, couldn't be that. Couldn't
People
be
are
that.
battling over where they touched the guy.
It was the leukemia kid who touched his shirt. It was not the pancreatic medicine. Don't.
Okay, so so did he give him a massage? What was the extent of the touch?
It's very vague about the shirt touching.
Okay.
He rolled it up and he whipped him in the ass. He gave him a wet willy with his with the shirt.
That would be if you could cure someone like what Jay, like Frank, if you were really sick, you're like you have leukemia, and I'm like, I can cure you by touching you. You're like, great, and I'm like, well, to do it though, I want to give you a wet willy. Would you be okay? You're like, give me the wet willy.
Oh yeah,
I'll
I'd present
cure
my
you.
ear. I'd give it right to you. I'd put my ear right
It
to you.
It'd be kind of a weird way to get cured, but like you'd be like, sure, why not?
So I
Yeah,
think
good.
this became the youngest saint ever. I think saint ratings were down, probably because of the touching, and they needed a good story, so they came up with a new saint.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, probably. I mean, does he get like what comes with it? Like, you get like, does his family get like a certificate saying, my son's on the honor roll, my other son's a saint. Like, you get the bumper stickers.
You get the little stickers on the windshield of your car, with the family tree, and one of them has like a big Pope hat.
Yeah, there you go.
I mean, I don't know what a saint wears. I don't know if they're all dead, so I guess they don't have a standard outfit.
Right.
Maybe there's just angel wings on them.
You get like special, like, does your family get any special privileges? Like, you're like, no, we get the front pews. You don't get the front pews. You don't have a saint in your family. Not till Bill dies.
Okay, so I got.
Hang on. Let me just ask you: would you rather be a 15-year-old saint or be 16?
Would I rather be what? A saint or 16?
16 and alive?
Yeah.
I'll go back to 16.
Yeah.
I said, would you rather be a 15-year-old saint or be 16 years old? I'm gonna choose 16. Seems better.
You got to pass on the sainthood.
Yeah.
Okay, Jay, go. What was your question?
All right.
I
So
think we gotta wrap this up soon.
yeah,
Go.
yeah. So last thing. So at the last place I worked, hired a manager at the job,
Okay.
and apparently the manager was let go after 3 months. They weren't picking up on the new work, and so after a couple months, they asked HR to look into why they weren't picking up on the work.
Yeah.
Turns out this person faked their degree and all their experience and had no idea what they were doing. This was a manager position, by the way. And so they went to bring this person to HR to discuss, and apparently they caught wind of it, and the person just grabbed her bag and ran out the door and was never seen again. So
Wow.
my question to you is, if you were faking a job, would you go right for a manager position at a finance job where you kind of have to know stuff? Or would you go for like an entry-level position hoping they'll train you and you could kind of fudge it, fake
So
it till you make it?
3 months of manager level salary without any knowledge whatsoever of how to do the job?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. Well, I've seen the movie Big. And Big, a 12-year-old who looks like an adult gets a job and like seems like it works out well in corporate America and whatever he's doing. So I think it's doable. I think I like his idea of going for the top.
I feel like the odds of that working out are very, very slim.
Right. By the way, do you know of was there a member of Congress who completely lied about his entire background and got into Congress?
Yeah, it didn't work.
He got to Congress. Have you been to Congress?
Yeah, but he didn't last.
No. Have you held elected office, Jay?
I mean, he did hold office, but he did get expelled eventually.
I think he's making tons of money now. Like on that site. What's that site you make?
OnlyFans?
No, you have celebrities do like calls for you and stuff.
Oh, Cameo.
Cameo. Apparently, he's making tons of money on Cameo.
Of
People
course
are paying
he is.
George Santos to like make Cameo calls for them.
It doesn't matter how bad of a person you are, you can make a Cameo and just have a living off of that because that's.
Are you sure the person should have the problem with this person? They should have aimed higher. They should have aimed in such a high enough position where they could delegate everything.
I don't know how you get.
Oh, can you put together that spreadsheet? I'm in charge. You should put together that spreadsheet. I'll look it over after.
And everything just looks good.
Everything just looks good. Not just fix some stuff. What do you want me to fix? It looks good. It's fine.
I mean, how do you pass? How do you even get through the interview? Like, if they ask you like a question, you're like, "How dare you ask somebody at my level that type of question? That is just so below me. This is insulting."
Yeah, and you're like, well, I guess I should give him my job.
So, anyway, I thought that was very funny.
I think it's funny.
I mean, running out of the building before facing HR is just like the cherry on top.
I kind of picture him running through the wall and have like a cartoon like image of himself in, through the wall.
Right.
You know how they like Bugs Bunny runs through the wall and like you see the Looney Tunes stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be funny.
I mean, would you guys ever even try something like that?
I've been unqualified for everything I've done in my life.
I mean, we all have, but I think you kind of know the level of unqualified you are when you are trying to get something.
I would absolutely go entry level first.
Yeah,
work your way up.
If it's a new field, you can't shoot that high.
I think for a high enough salary, I'll just lie. I mean, not that I've tried this because I don't think I have the guts to actually or balls to do this, but like sure, why not? You want me to be head of this entire oil field? And you're going to pay me $3 million a year? Sure, I have so much experience in oil. I mean, yeah, give me the job.
It actually happened in my job too. This kid got hired as a mechanic from he was sweeping buses out, and he said, "Oh, he had gone to school and and whatever." And they made him a mechanic, and he didn't even know like righty tighty, lefty loosey, like taking filters off, like the very basics of anything. And the trainer saw him, and they were like, "Holy shit! Like, how did you get this far?" And they just booted him back to his old job. They were like, "That's what happened here." And
when it comes to fixing things, I'm a moron, and I even knew that stuff. So that's pretty. I guess people probably lie all the time. There are probably people in all these jobs in America who just lied and just haven't been caught yet.
Yeah, we had somebody who lied on their resume and they submitted it as CPA certified professional accountant. It's certified public accountant. Why you would type it all out anyway is doubly stupid. Like my I'm a legit CPA and I just write CPA. Like why would you type the whole thing out on your resume if you're not sure what it is?
Sounds better.
I took a TV class like in 7th grade, and they in the class like they gave it was all about like you had to like make a commercial and film it. It was fun, and at one point there's a pop quiz where he went over stuff he taught in class, and no one really, half the students including myself, had not paid any attention in class. And there was one answer where the answer, and I don't know what the question was, but the answer was chips.
Mm-hmm.
And so the teacher's like, a couple of you wrote microchips, which seems to have nothing to do with this answer. It just seems like you tried to correct the person you copied from.
Nice. All right, so Brink of Sanity 3 on Twitter, The Brink of Sanity on Instagram, thebrinkofsanity@gmail.com is our website, our email, brinkofsanityshow.com is the website.
Wait, what are you going to call this? What's the episode title? What are you drinking? Is that the title?
I was going to say a little bit of meth.
I like, what do you think? Frank, you vote. A little bit of meth or what are you drinking?
A little bit of meth. Little bit of meth. Sorry.
Crack zero? How about crack zero?
Crack zero. Okay. All right. There we go. All right. So thank you for listening, everybody. You could we have a YouTube channel also, youtube.com/@brinkofsanity, and we're on Twitch, twitch.tv/crumpledbacon. Thank you, Frank, for joining us.
Thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mark, for not playing pickleball for once, so you can do a show.
I played on Tuesday. I already played this week.
Okay, good. And we'll be back next week, and we'll be doing. I know we say it often that we'll be doing shows more regularly, but serious this time.
This summer, my kids will be gone in camp. I will have lots of availability.
Okay, that's what Mark said last summer, so we'll see how it goes.
I really will this summer.
Okay. All right. Thank you, everybody, and we will be back soon.
Bye, bye, love. Goodbye, everybody. It's all over. Goodbye. It's time to go. This is the end. Say goodbye.